Will Joburg residents have a new mayor tomorrow? Today's Tuesday's sitting, in fact, of the city's council was supposed to elect a new mayor, but we saw delays that led to an adjournment until Friday. Now, there's another attempt tomorrow to elect the mayor, but will this eventually happen? Let's now speak to someone who's in council, Ms. Margaret Arnolds, who joins us live now, and she is the AIC Joburg Councillor as well as the Minority Bloc Chair. Thank you so much, Ms. Arnolds, for your time. Do appreciate it. Will Johannesburg residents have a new mayor tomorrow?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listeners. And I do believe we're going to have a new mayor tomorrow. And
what are you certain now that all the possible horse trading and everything else that could potentially stand in the way has been dealt with?
I'm not sure what horse trading we're talking about, but I think as the minorities and as the coalition, we will have a candidate tomorrow morning. And we are certain that we have the majority vote, and definitely we will have a new mayor tomorrow.
The horse trading I'm talking about is that there are some reports that are suggesting that there may be councillors that are refusing to back, for example, another Aljama, candidate. Others are saying that, they're trying to back a different candidate. So there's quite a lot that appears to be going on behind the scenes. Are those reports correct?
I can speak for the minorities.
Yeah.
And I can say that the minorities will come out in one voice. The minorities will sat down, and the minorities as agreed. The name that is there for the minority mayor will be our mayor, and we will back the person that is our mayor.
Who will it be?
Well, I think maybe I should leave that for the public to see tomorrow, as we will finish up that tomorrow morning. But I can just say that we will have a mayor, and we will definitely be voting in a mayor. And as the government of local unity, we will vote in the person that we are putting forward.
And how confident are you that this particular individual may be successful and be the person to turn the city's fortunes around? Because there's been quite a lot that's been happening there.
Well, I think you know what, there is a saying that when you fall, you have not failed. But you also know how to do it a different way. So we realized that we did not hold the hand of our mayor. We will now be holding his hand much more closer, and we will ensure that this time we don't have the mistake and don't make the mistake that we made the last time.
You say two things there that I'd like to touch on. First of all, let's start with you saying that we'll hold his hand. Is that a signal that your candidate might be male?
No, I think that was just an expression.
All right. Number two, you say that you did not hold your mayor's hand. Are you talking about Thapelo Ahmed?
Yeah, I'm talking about Thapelo Ahmed. I'm saying that we did not hold his hand the way that we had to hold his hand as minorities. If you can remember, let me just take you back. If you can remember and go back to the government of local unity, when we had mayors previously, we had Jeffrey Makubu, right? That was an experienced person in governance, completely experienced, right? We had Jolly D. Matongo, the same story. We had Moirani for a very short while. And here we come and we bring in a very young mayor that is only now into his second term. And we should have been holding his hand, and we should have been walking with him. But now we know exactly where we need to hold, what we need to do, and how we need to do it so that we don't slip again.
So when we then look at what is happening in the city of Johannesburg, for example, I was in conversation with the MEC of Kokta yesterday, and he expresses concern, not only, of course, about the city of Johannesburg, but what is happening in Gauteng. So let's stay in the city of Johannesburg. Right now, residents are watching what is happening in council, and they're worried about the stability and what this means for service delivery. What do you say to the residents who are watching and are starting to lose confidence in whether or not the people that they voted elected into power will be able to execute the mandate that they've been given the fact that we're just seeing mayor after mayor after mayor after mayor?
I'm going to say something, and I certainly know I'm going to be very unpopular with what I'm going to say now. For starters, not one of us wants the residents of the city of Johannesburg to suffer. That's number one. If you can remember, when we took out Mpopalati, we were saying that there's no service delivery, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to go slightly forward, and this is what we have started to understand, and when you look into what coalitions are. We have ourselves, and listen, the operative word is ourselves. I'm also a voter.
Yeah.
I'm a resident of the city of Johannesburg. Since I opened up my eyes on the day that I was born up until today, I'm a resident of the city of Johannesburg. Mm-hmm. We are the people that are to be blamed. We are the people that voted this way. We are the people that did not give one political party an outright vote. We are the people, the residents of Johannesburg, that stayed away from the polls and did not go and vote. So we are partially to be blamed for what is happening. We gave a mandate for the government to be a coalition government. We did not give anybody an outright. If we gave the DA an outright, we wouldn't have had this. If we gave the EFF an outright, we wouldn't have had this. If we gave the ANC an outright, we wouldn't have had this. If we gave the AIC an outright, we would not have been as added.
So, if then we were to use the other side of the coin of what you're saying, a resident could say, I stayed away because I do not believe in the current system. I do not think that these are the individuals that can represent me, and I'm looking for something better. So for me to then be blamed for some of the chaos that we're witnessing in council, then it is unfair.
Are you saying those that did not vote?
Yes, so I'm saying that the other side that maybe a resident might argue might be this argument that I've just presented to you.
I hear you. I, as a resident, cannot complain if I didn't give anybody a mandate. Mm-hmm. I didn't say to anybody, I am leaving you with the city of Johannesburg. This is my mandate. I believe in your manifesto. Go out there and implement your manifesto.
So if they believe that the choices that they're presented with do not inspire confidence, what happens then? If they look at the choices and they cannot find one?
Well, whether you know what, whether you have a, I don't think you don't have a choice. You have a choice because on the ballot there are so many political parties. You cannot tell me there's not one political party that you cannot vote for.
So are we saying, though, that the scenario that some of the people say, I look at all the political parties, I still do not believe that one of them represents me, and I'm looking for something better. Are you saying that scenario does not exist? Because we've heard some people say this.
Oh, we hear it every day. We hear it every day. We hear it every day that all the political parties that are there, they are not giving to us what we want. So maybe we should, as residents and as citizens of the country, start writing a manifesto and say, this is what we want them to do. This is how we want them to govern us. Mm-hmm. And this is how, and I still believe that if all of us participate and we give a mandate, that is the time when we can say, well, DA, you failed us. I will now try the Action SA.
Do we not?
You failed us.
Do we not then, pardon me for coming in there, but do we not then turn this around and also say that those that are in council right now should also be looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, what are we doing to inspire confidence to the citizens so that we do not find ourselves in this position come the next election?
I think we are looking into the mirror, and I think that was very clear by the minority mayor Ahmed when there was an uproar about him not doing what he's supposed to do, that he resigned and that we are going to get another mayor. I think that was very good of him to do, to resign, because nobody had confidence as far as the media was. People didn't have confidence, and now we're going to the next step. And we are saying with the people, ride with us. We definitely are going to prove to you this time that we are going to do it better. We are all learning with coalition government.
Councillor Arnolds, I hope we speak again, you and I, after tomorrow, and see if you have a new mayor in council or not, and if your candidate then, as the minority parties then does in fact become successful. As you say, you'll be fielding your own. But thank you for your time this afternoon. Do appreciate it. That is Councillor Margaret Arnolds, AIC Joburg Councillor. Pardon?
I will hold the new mayor more accountable and hold the mayor's hand to ensure that the mayor gives the services that we all deserve.
You promised to also come back on the show, right?
I promise I'll come back.
We'll speak again. Then I'll hold you to that tomorrow when this finally happens. Thank you so much. That is Margaret Arnolds, AIC Joburg Councillor, Minority Bloc Chair as well.